is Zamber. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video and deciding to watch me. Today we're back with more Miraculous. We are watching season 5, episode 24, Representation. Which this is the last episode before the two-parter. Which we're already at the long-awaited dance at the end of the year. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. Because Adrien is already on the plane. We already had a smooch between our two lovebirds. So I'm kind of like wilding out because obviously like tonight's the night, like Monarch and Miss Sarugi are like up to no good. They are planning everything and we're on a timetable now. So I'm nervous and we don't have our Cat Noir. So I'm really scared. So we'll see what happens. But I am so excited to watch. Keep in mind, guys, if you want to see my full uncut reaction to Miraculous or anything else I watch on the channel, you can check it out on my Patreon page. Link down in the description below. It really does help my channel. So without further ado, let's get started. So did the dance happen already?
God save the Queen. God save the Queen. God save the Queen.
No, she's dead.
But the big news of the day is the London arrival of the royal couple of fashion, Adrien regressed in his perfect love, Kagami Tsurugi, heiress to the Tsurugi Industries. Did the capital of love be too many frauds that it let its famous sweethearts go overseas? Let's see some pictures.
Kagami is the greatest love of my life. You only love once, the first time.
Is this fake?
My life has been nothing but perfect.
Lies. You never seem to go against my father. But I won't give up my love for Marinette.
Oh, you're gonna go get Kagami, but you're not gonna go help Adrien. I see how it is. Wow. No bro code. Pretty suspicious that... Oh, wow. Okay. I did mention last episode that he could just turn into Astro Cat.
Marinette, are you sure you want to go? We fought so hard for a happy ending, Cheeky. We have to go to this dance, if only for my friend's sake.
Okay, but you need to go clean yourself up, okay?
Do you know a surefire trick to keep from crying?
Oh, she's better now. Never mind. She fixed herself. Girl, you look too pretty to be sad, okay?
No one will even notice me.
Oh, everyone's gonna notice you.
Let's give it up for the girl who organized this awesome night with Zoe. Make some noise for Marinette!
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
What if it's not actually her?
I couldn't believe it either at first. I'm petrified at the thought of doing something careless again and losing my Miraculous because I won't be focused on my mission.
You heard? Oh my gosh!
Only Ladybug can help us.
Fold my feathers.
Oh no! Wait, there's gonna be 2 Adriens here!
Without you, I never would have had the courage to run for mayor.
Oh, you're welcome, Miss Bustier. We've always been an inspiration to you. I mean the opposite.
She incorporated our ecological proposals in her program.
Oh,
Thanks.
oh, poor Marinette.
Do you see this? The dance is incredible.
No,
yes,
no,
yeah,
that's
totally,
not
Zoe. I'll be right back.
dance. I don't think it is incredible.
Marinette?
Trust me, gay is in, gay is hot. I want some gay, gay it's gonna be.
Boys? I thought you were just friends. Are we more? Oh, Nathaniel.
You have a right to be sad, Marinette. This is anything but the ending we expected.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just remembered. I forgot a giant cookie that I made for the party, so I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back.
Okay, but what if she was like having like a psychological like delusions right now?
All I want is for Adrien to be free.
Oh,
Natalie!
honey.
Adrien's no longer in London. Where is he?
I don't know where he's gone, but the farther away he is from you, the better.
Oh,
I
her
was
hair.
wrong to entrust my son to you. You are unworthy of upholding the legacy of the Agrests. I am his father, and I'm the only one my son will obey.
Oh my god.
He's bound to escape you someday.
Marinette Dupan Chang.
Oh,
I'm sure he went to find her.
Oh no. Oh no! Wait! No! Is Marinette gonna get akumatized? She can't, but she's so sad right now. Oh no! I'm so scared! I just want them happy! Is it so much to ask for?
If you no longer respect your father's authority, then get ready to face that of Night Tormentor!
Oh. Okay, I thought he was gonna...
I guess all I have to do to find you is to find her.
Awkward.
Adrien!
Oh,
Adrien!
boy.
Adrien! Adrien!
This is so creepy. Also, how is he outrunning you? Oh, no! No, he's gonna be here, and she's not gonna be there, and it's gonna be... Oh, I hate this show.
She's gone. Oh, Marinette.
You can't blame her for not being in a party mood.
And Adrien? He's our buddy. Why didn't he tell us anything? We would have helped him. His father can't have that much control over his life.
The show is so notorious for doing the, like, you just miss her by, like, a second, like, oh, but I saw him, like, always so dramatic with it. I love it, don't get me wrong, but it's always just like, ugh, like, really? How many times can we have the, like, I just missed it by a second, or I wasn't looking, or if I just opened the door, like, how many times can we have that moment, you know?
Where is Marinette Dupatran?
Uh-oh.
Where is my son Adrien?
Dad?
Dude, your son is in London.
You sent him there yourself. Andrew shouldn't be so proud of what you're doing to your own son.
Oh. Need a little parental counseling?
I take counsel from no one.
Oh,
You,
snap.
little kitty, like my son, could use a demonstration in how to obey your superior.
Seems to me that it's the father who's in need of a little demonstration right now.
Oh, wow, that really was just on the nose there. Damn.
It's Marinette. Leave a message. Beep.
Maybe the resistance should get involved.
You're right, Comrade Ketchup.
Aww. I like that Nino didn't understand why Alia was calling Marinette exactly. Like, there was a different reason. Like, she was calling Ladybug, technically. But it's like, oh, yeah. Marinette's safety. Oh my gosh. How is he just casually walking? Girl, I know you're in heels, but pick up the pace. Like, dang. How are you so slow?
Sorry.
How is he so elusive? Also, where are we going? What are we, the school? What are we doing at the school? What is the point? Especially since, like, they know Marinette might be Ladybug. That's wild to me.
It's so sad.
The reason we're doing this, Dusu, is because we're hoping for a happy ending.
And it's wonderful.
Are you ready? Dusu, spread my feathers.
Okay, what are you two doing?
Oh, amok, let our thirst for truth take shape. I am giving you life so that you can help us bring the truth to light.
Oh,
I'm extremely confused.
okay.
That's enough! Leave these school kids alone!
Learn your lesson, Cat Noir, and don't put your nose where it doesn't belong.
On the contrary, I think you need someone to give you a few parenting lessons. It doesn't
like
seem
that
to
we're
be your
having this
strong
fight.
suit.
Silence!
I'm sorry, that was ridiculous.
Boyosh!
Oh, that little Maya! Oh my god, Marinette, honey. Oh, okay.
Once upon a time in a faraway kingdom, a queen and a king were expecting a child, but the queen did not give birth to one child, but to two little girls.
Oh?
Because she had been born 7 seconds earlier, the king and queen decided to entrust the fate of the kingdom to the firstborn.
Oh. What is happening? I'm very confused. I don't understand what's happening with the truth.
The firstborn, curious and brazen, despised life at court and escaped at every opportunity.
Oh.
The younger daughter, well-behaved and respectful.
Wait, is this Amelie and Emily?
The king and queen allowed the curious princess to leave to study beyond the sea, in another kingdom. There, she immediately found true love in a humble tailor.
Okay, this is Emily.
Although it made her parents furious, the curious princess gave up her rank, her wealth, and her kingdom to live a bohemian life with the tailor. The good princess, to please her parents, resigned herself to marry a wealthy, though heartless lord of war.
Oh.
The king, the queen, and the lord all dreamed of the same thing. A child for the good princess, an heir for the kingdom.
Okay. This is very odd, but I appreciate them really spelling out what was going on.
If I were your father, I would start by teaching you some manners.
And if I were your son, I'd tell you that you can't always make decisions for other people.
That to have a child is to help them blossom, to grow, to find themselves, and to be free!
Could we make this more on the nose? Like, oh my gosh.
Cat! I feel sorry for your son.
Don't be. He's very happy.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Is he gonna find out? Is he gonna find out? Oh no.
And neither of the two sisters managed to have a child.
Oh, so that's why they had to find magic.
She was pregnant.
Oh,
the Lord of War burst out in anger.
Cool.
It was his wife, the good princess, who deserved to have a child, not her curious and futile sister, who had abandoned her kingdom for that inferior tailor. The curious princess felt badly for her twin sister, so she asked the tailor if he could do something for the good princess and the Lord of War to have a child as well.
Oh, interesting.
For you and your wife, but there will be a price to pay. You will give me your best knight to guard my future son. In exchange, I will lend you this magic amulet. It will allow you to give life to your dream and to control it.
Sorcery! Never!
Well, it's up to you, of course.
Oh.
Life. The good princess finally became pregnant. A few months later, the twin princesses gave birth to two little boys, as similar as their mothers were.
Yeah, I would say so.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Oh,
what happened?
What's his fear?
What do you think happened? It's always the same problem with ill-mannered children. They can't control their anger.
I got scared for a second.
All you need to do is give me your miraculous. Take it.
No, sweetie, no, that's bad.
The Lord of War fell ill, and the weaker he grew, the more convinced he became that he was paying the price for using magic. He started to see his child as a monster, and soon his fear turned into hate. Why didn't his father love him?
Felix.
And why did he feel obligated to obey all his orders, no matter how unfair they might be?
Sit! Stand! Walk! Grab!
Oh, this is so sad.
Anyone who displeased his father?
No!
An order from his father was enough to trouble his feelings.
No.
Monster! Monster! Monster!
Look, I'm just saying, I think Kagami and Felix could have been a lot nicer to how they, had this conversation with Marinette. Obviously, it's pretty clear they know who she is now. That being Ladybug, but, I felt like this was, kind of, scary, traumatizing of sorts. They probably could have maybe just, talked to her and explained it all better. Didn't need to put on this whole show to her to, have her understand. But, whatever makes them happy, I guess.
The child realized that his life was linked to that ring. And it was only when his father died that he could recover it, and his freedom along with it. He understood that the amulet that had allowed his mother to give him life could also take it away. The child had to steal other magical amulets that the tailor desired. Only then was he able to make an exchange.
Okay.
The day I lost the miraculous.
I wish we could just stick with one segment because I think it's really interesting. I honestly think it's suffering going back and forth. If they're really trying to get this story across, I would have appreciated they just let it run the entire length. And then we deal with Cat Noir.
We need you, buddy.
No.
Given the fact that Ladybug isn't here, Paris needs you 100%.
Alia! Oh my gosh, girl.
Alia!
Yeah!
Cat Noir!
Well done!
Then the miraculous boy met a girl like him.
Lord, here we go again.
They fell in love.
Just like the curious princess and the tailor before them. They just wanted to be free and to love each other.
But this time it's the tailor who was trying to stop them.
They could use someone's help.
Someone like Ladybug.
Oh, good morning. Wow, that was terrifying.
I'll help you.
Oh my god!
Will she have the courage to face the father of the boy she loves?
Trust me, nothing will stop her now.
Aww. Aww, they're really cute. I like them. I love Kagami and Felix. That is not a ship I ever thought I would even consider or know. And canon, it's canon. It's not a ship. It is canon. They're smooching. Like, they're a thing. But I like them. I don't know. I know, like, they fell hard and fell fast, but, like, it's kind of cute. I don't know. I like them together. Like, I like they have this, like, instant bond, and, like, I feel like Kagami just, like, needs somebody, so maybe I'm just, like, more willing to, like, you know, instantly accept her with somebody, because I want her to have someone who will love her and appreciate her. And, like, obviously Adrien, like, wasn't that person for her, because, like, obviously he didn't have those feelings, but I like the instant connection. I do think it is weird. I will always think it is weird, though, that, like, because literally he looks exactly like Adrien. So yes, it's still weird, but I like them together. They're cute. They're just, like, adorable little babies.
It's time to drop the masks.
Oh.
Closet. What's happening? Ladybug didn't perform a Miraculous Ladybug. The nightmare's still here.
Oh no. Oh no.
Seems like Cat Noir's had a busy night. Tiki, spots on!
Oh gosh. Okay, we need to get going.
You were right, Plague. I can't tell Marinette that I'm Cat Noir. And I can't disobey my father either.
Oh, Adrien.
You saw the result. I can't stay here. Plague, claws out! Power up!
Oh, sweetie. Of course, they miss each other by literal seconds, as per usual!
No more evil doing for you, Mega Coma.
Okay. Thank goodness. She's gonna cleanse this. He's not gonna have as much PTSD as he normally does, and hopefully things will be better.
Bye, little butterfly.
So, did you set it free? We're such a great team, even when I'm not here. Now hold out your fist and let's pound it.
Oh, that was so sad. Oh no. Oh no.
It's time to put an end to the adventures of Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Oh my god, the drama. Okay. First off, I want to just state, I do appreciate that we get to have Cat Noir talk to his father unknowingly, that, like, Gabriel does not understand that this is his son. But I appreciate that Adrien gets to have this moment to stand up to his father, be like, you know, if you were my dad, like, moments of being like, this is not how you raise a child, like, you're being manipulative, blah, 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 blah. I'm really glad he has those moments, because I don't know if we will get them in the finale. I say that because I'm well aware that, like, the finale episode, this is season 5 is the end of Gabriel. Sorry if that's a spoiler for you, but it's the end of Gabriel. It's been made very well known, so I'm curious to see what will happen. Obviously, also, we know that, like, health-wise, him and Natalie aren't doing well. So I don't know what's going to, like, go on. So I appreciate that we have this moment. I'm curious to know if Gabriel will learn the identity of his son, or if that will remain a mystery. I think he would have to learn, but I don't know if they'll, like, get this moment between each other or not. I hope they do. I think it'd be really sad if they don't get, like, something past this, but getting this in this episode makes me think that we're not gonna get it in the next two-parter. This felt like our letting it all off conflict moment. You know, if Gabriel thinks hard on it, he might be able to understand that that was his son moment. But I don't think we're gonna get it. It felt weird to have this and then, like, maybe have another, like, father-son moment. I just don't see it happening. But we'll see. And then we have Marinette. Why is Marinette the only one in a dress, by the way? I'm very confused by that. Like, I thought it was a dance and everyone was gonna get dressed up. Like, you know, like in the movie, everyone was wearing pretty outfits and like she was the only one dressed up. So like, what is going on with that? Like, really? Animation budget? Like, come on now. I guess it's not, it's the designers. Like, come on, give us some cute outfit. It is season 5 finale. Like, get them in some cute little like prom-esque clothes. Let's have a time with it, okay? Like, I don't care if everybody has the same pasted on dress. Like, get people in dresses. Like, why is Marinette the only one allowed to? That's just sad to me. Irregardless, that's my nitpick. Along with all of that, though, we need to talk about the story of the 2 princesses. Which, number one, that whole thing was just weird. Like, really, really weird. But effective at telling the story we needed. Like I said, during the reaction, I would have really preferred if we just had it seamlessly. Because the transitions back and forth were not seamless. It honestly made the story more complicated than it needed to be. I wish we just could have had the whole little play go and then we go back to Cat Noir and Gabriel fighting. But I did pick up the gist of the story. The first part I was heavily confused by, though. So I did not understand what we were doing. Like, I did not understand what the story of the 2 princesses were. I was very confused. I was like, I don't think we know twin blonde females. Like, why are we doing this? Completely forgetting about Amelie and Emily. Like, that's my bad. Completely my bad. But it makes sense. So Emily left London to go to France and be all frolicky, and she was the one that was supposed to, you know, lead the kingdom. Are they actually like royalty, or was that just like an exaggeration? Like, just like a family lineage type of thing? Like, are they actually princesses? I'm just like curious, like, are they? But did that. She met Gabriel, fell in love with him, even though he wasn't worth anything at the time, which is very cute. But because of that and letting go and giving up that responsibility, Amelie had to take up the responsibility. She had to marry kind of a war man, essentially, is what they kind of called him. Which he was not a good person. They made it very, very, very clear that he was emotionally abusive, and it kind of seemed like physically abusive. And that if Felix made any friends, he was like, essentially kind of, he was hurt or the friends were hurt, got rid of, which sounds absolutely horrible. I feel so bad for Felix. I think knowing this now does make sense why Adrien maybe didn't attend Felix's dad's funeral. Because number one, like, he was dealing with his own mom being gone. But I also think it's because maybe Adrien understood and knew about Felix's dad and didn't really feel sympathy and didn't want to, like, be there. Like, I know a lot of people, like, they could be, like, really close to somebody, like a family member. And if that family member is very physically abusive, like, obviously you don't want to go to the funeral. You don't have anything nice to say. They weren't a good person. You don't want to go there and mourn their death when they're a bad person. Like, can't really blame him if that was the case. But I think it was more so just his mom situation over anything. Which, this all makes so much sense to me now, because not saying that Felix deserved any of the, like, you know, bad things that happened to him, but as we know, the Peacock Miraculous was broken. It was broken when they, you know, got it. So when Emily used it, it was drawing from her. It was taking her life, her power, to keep Adrien going. And then when Felix's dad used it for the same way, it also was drawing his life, slowly killing him as well. I think that's really interesting. And now looking back on that, that makes a lot more sense. I didn't even consider that fact when I was thinking about it, because that is pretty suspicious that both mom or Adrien's mom and Felix's dad both passed away. One passed away. I guess I should have thought about it more, because that makes sense that he was the other one that was being effective. I thought that maybe they just like gave baby and like, here you go, here's a baby. Like, I couldn't be bothered to think more creatively outside the box, so I made him look exactly the same. Like, that's what I kind of thought was happening. So that makes like way more sense that like Felix's dad was the one who used the miraculous and created him. They had the miraculous sex. Which I still want answers for how it works. Like, since both girls were not able to conceive naturally, was it a miraculous womb that was made? A miraculous uterus? Or was it like miraculous baby? I'm very curious. It's not the thing I should be curious about, but I'm curious. Since it seems to be both the females. I don't want to say at fault. That sounds really terrible and like very like wrong. But since it seems that like it was a family issue, I'm curious what seemed to work, because like, what did it? Like, they just did the feather go up there? Is that what it went? And made a little baby inside, and it grew, and it like the body was like, oh, I have a baby, and like it just got it. I don't know. I want to answer. I'm so oddly curious about this fact, which like I shouldn't be. You can just accept it and leave it as is. But I'm like so damn curious how they made baby. Because like obviously it is like a child still, but it is still an amok at the end of the day. But like they were still pregnant, went through like a normal pregnancy. So I don't know. I'm very curious. And then it also leaves the question of like Miss Tsurugi. So no, we have our answer. Actually, we have our answer. Oh, I was so blind. We have our answer with Miss Tsurugi, because Kagami is an amok as well. Granted, we don't know if Miss Tsurugi went through a normal pregnancy. I'm gonna assume she did, or else people would be skeptical about her heir. I'm gonna assume she did, and I'm gonna assume feather goes up. I'm gonna assume all these people have working uteruses. They just needed something. Maybe it is a man problem. Maybe it was the men all along having bad seed. Maybe it was. I'm gonna assume that feather went up the hoo-ha and made a baby and formed baby. Got things going. Artificial insemination. That's my guess. What were we talking about? Oh yes. So Felix's dad was abusive. It's not funny, I'm so sorry. But that's where we were at. So and then things just went bad. He got away. Felix realized the ring thing, understood who he was, what was happening, pieced it all together, which is kind of incredible. Don't really understand how he did that. Like, I don't know if Amelie like told him some of the truth, or if even she was fully aware. I think she had to have been. I'm gonna guess, but like it didn't sound like she was a part of the conversation to even have this child with using the miraculous. It sounds like he kind of, Felix's dad did on his own. I love that he also just wears a cowboy hat. I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, so just crazy wild stuff that was kind of just like shown here, thrown here, kind of just toss at the wall, and it's like you pick it up the way you want to. Like, we laid it out pretty clear here, but like there's still room for interpretation how things went down. We didn't give you everything. But yeah, like discussing abuse like this in a general programming show was very interesting. I think they went about it a very good way, using the kind of more vague play imagery to kind of show these things. Very stylized in those effects, kind of showing the power, control, helplessness throughout it. I thought it was really cool. I wish we could have got a little bit more about Kagami in it though. I think that was the one downside. We spent a lot of time on Felix, and I understand why we did, because Felix wants to help Marinette, Ladybug, understand these things, how he found out about it, why he stole the Miraculous, and kind of what's been happening, and that Felix is not her enemy, and that we need Ladybug because we want to be together and be happy like you and Adrien want to be together and be happy. So I get it. I just wish we could have got more about Kagami, because I'm gonna guess that Miss Tsurugi does not like drop dead at the end of this season. She has no reason to just drop dead. So I'm gonna guess she's going to be a big part of season 6, and we will probably get our backstory about Kagami then, but I just would really like Kagami now. I love Kagami. I always thought she was very interesting. So getting this kind of backstory about her would be really nice and beneficial, but I'm gonna guess we'll get it next season or later on. I don't think Kagami's gonna go anywhere. Not like Luca, who is like dropped off the face of the earth. Like, wow, really hitched my wagon to the wrong person here. He got shipped off to like Africa or something. He's gone. So a little sad. Hopefully I'll get to see Luca again, but it's fine. Hey, at least he's not a muck. Hey, at least he's a real boy, a real sensitive boy. Oh, but at this point, like, Luca Netti, past like where we're at, obviously Adrien and Marinette are together. I like them together. It makes me happy. I still can root for Luca Netti. I don't want anything bad to happen to like Marinette and Adrien, because I think they're very cute together. I want them together. That's obviously endgame. Like, I would be insane not to realize they are endgame. They're meant to be together. But of course I can still ship. I can still dream of them being together. Granted, I think Luca deserves someone else, and like I think he deserves someone who would treat him better. And maybe there is someone out there, but I don't know. So yeah, all we have left is the 2-part season 5 finale. My initial guesses are Gabriel's going to probably, I don't know, because do I think he'll get to even make his wish? I think so. I think he'll get to make his wish. I don't know what the wish is going to be, because obviously Natalie's not going to make it long. He wants to bring his wife back, and that's already 2 people he would have to bring back, along with his own life as well, because he is going to die soon too. So that's 3 lives he'd have to rewrite in the world. And as this show has already told us, it very much has this ideal of equivalent exchange. Think of kind of the alchemy-esque rules that, you know, you have to give to take, which we've already seen very much in the show. Even in this episode, we saw Gabriel being like, you have to give in order to get this child. Like, you will have to give up something. And then we've also seen, I think it was the one episode with Luca, Marinette, and the world stuff, which was being made. All that jazz was going on. We learned there as well, again, that like the wish isn't what you think it is. You will have to rewrite the world. You're going to have to give up things. It will not be the same. For each life you bring back, you will have to take another. Like, someone else may not come back. The cost of it won't be worth it, most likely. So I think it's very interesting. I'm curious to see what that'll be, because already, like, Gabriel wouldn't be able to come back if he gave up his life to bring his wife back. And then that means Natalie does not come back. So I'm curious to see what the show will do about that. I'm not entirely certain. And of course, we do have Amelie as well, who's on the field. She could also come in. I don't think so. I think she wants to be there for Felix and be there for her son. So I don't foresee her like sacrificing anything, especially because Gabriel has been treating her like shit. So I don't think she like feels enough sympathy to help bring back her sister when Gabriel has been terrible. And like disrespecting her wishes for her child, you know? So I don't know. I have no idea. It's gonna be dramatic though, I'm sure. So I am very, very excited to see what the finale will be. And as of this point as well, I should let you guys know, if you have made it here, that Avatar: The Last Airbender has won as our replacement series, which will be very interesting. If you voted in the poll, thank you so much. But yes, so I have technically seen Avatar, technically. I've even rewatched the first like 10 episodes on my Patreon. I am going to start it over again because obviously I missed a lot of episodes when I watched it growing up, especially because during the writer's strike, I think it was, the episodes kind of got all wonky. I think it got cut off in the middle of the season. I'm trying to remember. So it didn't air correctly, and by that point I had started kind of like working and babysitting. So I was kind of missing the new episodes. So there's a lot that I missed. And when you're just watching it on TV growing up, especially without the internet back in the day, I missed a lot. So I'm very excited to rewatch, especially now with more like adult eyes, and kind of see how I feel about the show. So I'm very excited for that. Hope you guys are as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next week for the season finale. And of course, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That way you know when I upload. And I'll see you all later.